That's gonna
Breaking
be
news.
that's the breaking wind.
Breaking
Yeah.
news.
Yeah.
It's usually what I
Welcome.
do. It's my mantra when I go to take a poop.
Okay, welcome everyone, ladies and gentlemen, to a new episode of Breaking Wind.
Exclusively on patreon.com/lots of loba.
Oh
Explosively
yeah.
brought to you by
Yeah.
the three Lobang Boys.
By the
Oh
boys.
yeah.
By the boys.
By the boys. See,
Yeah.
I'm trying to do what you guys are doing. See, all you guys, the three of you have beards, so
Wait,
I'm
what?
trying to grow a half beard.
Mine
Jonesy
is
has nothing.
I have
He's
nothing lah.
almost clean shaved.
Yeah.
Most lah.
Yeah.
But you can see like I got little speckles here.
Yeah.
But
On the
it's a
en
bit
route to becoming a man.
it's ruined by the pimples lah. Because
The
Yeah.
only
it's like
the,
I'm
actually the
confused.
the only
Do I
way you
want to
can
be a
know
man or a boy?
the only way you can know if a boy has become a man if he has some pubes.
Yes.
And
That one I
I
have,
think
I have lots of.
for some people pubes don't matter,
Oh.
Uh-huh.
right? And that happened to be a 51-year-old man who picked up a girl
Mm.
from TikTok of all places. TikTok. Let me repeat
But
that again.
TikTok,
TikTok.
like he posed as a
TikTok.
25-year-old.
Sean,
So if
have you deleted the
hey,
app?
no, don't delete it, dude.
Yeah.
Because US banned it, the TikTok owners now want to invest like billions of dollars in Singapore. So
Yes. Apparently.
Sean, what's your age on TikTok? Is it like
uh,
is it 18-year-old
I
boy?
put my normal age because
Okay.
people know from the get go when they go into my TikTok. No content. I'm just there for viewing.
You are
I'm
there for the content. You are not there
Yes,
to
and I'm
provide
just
content.
there to watch and
Right.
support.
Right.
Just like. Yeah, I hardly engage in a conversation with any of them, but I assure you, none of them are 10-year-olds.
Oh yes. So
Yeah.
this particular individual in Singapore, 51-year-old man.
I don't know.
Uh,
Should we say? I think his name is already on the thing. So
his name is already out.
Jambra,
What again?
Jabroni.
His name is
Jumpy RB.
His
Jumpy
name is
RB. When is
Jabroni.
he? Jabroni. Okay. So this is Jabroni.
Mm.
Contacted a 10-year-old girl on on TikTok
Mhm.
and actually managed to convince her that she should meet him for food and a trip to the arcade.
Wow.
So he actually bought McDonald's for her, brought her to an arcade, and the one of the best parts of the story is that the father realized that shit, my daughter is actually like texting someone.
Yeah.
Let me like put her to bed, and then I want to check what's her chats like. So he actually looked through her phone and realized that this fucking creep, someone who's way older, even the guy was posing as a 25-year-old guy. So
Mhm.
he's like, what is a 25-year-old guy doing talking to my 10-year-old daughter? So he was like, okay, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
This is fucking fucked. But he did not confront the daughter. He did not like put it on the daughter. So he was like, I think he was being a proper new age parent.
No, he contacted the teacher.
So he contacted the teacher and he told the
Don't
teacher,
let her. Don't
don't let
let
her
leave
go
the
out
school.
early. Yeah. I will come and fetch her or something like, don't let her leave early. Just make sure that. And the teacher was like, yeah, sure. I'll handle it. Don't worry. Don't worry, Mr. Whatever.
Don't worry. But
Don't worry, Mr. Your child just got molested. Don't worry.
your child is going to get molested.
Going to get
Because
molested.
you think I'm the teacher, I have only eyes for one child.
That's
I have
why I
only
have
child,
no.
but I only have one
Yeah.
child. Just your child's gonna get the special treatment, and I'm gonna watch your child. Do not let
It's,
that child go home.
it's because of teachers like this that I have no faith
Mhm.
in this generation of teachers.
Yeah.
Well, what happened next might have been because the teacher said that she left earlier.
Come
It's like,
on.
hey, where's my daughter? I thought I told you not to let her go. So she left earlier. Left earlier. The dismissal on the bell goes once.
How did she leave early? Did
Yeah,
you send her
exactly.
off? Essentially,
Everyone
that
leaves at the
teacher was
same
the pimp.
time. Yeah, everyone
Yeah.
leaves at the same time. Why did she tell you to get away? And I told you already, don't let her go. She said like, I need to go to the toilet, and she never came back. Or she left early.
Wow.
What? I don't know.
After
How
being
how
given specific instructions.
Outsmarted by a 10-year-old.
how did a child from in a primary school outsmart a teacher And
No,
he,
you don't.
that
If
means
my
the
memory
teacher did
serves
not give
me
up.
right, if memory serves me right,
Yeah.
all of us get dismissed at the same time. No
Same
early.
time.
So
There's no
unless the
early
teachers, unless your parents is there to come and collect you, then you can leave like
Yeah.
early. Or maybe they had a discussion and say, I'm gonna pretend to be your father. You just agree. But I haven't read that part yet lah. It's just that
No, but these days, the even the parents can't enter the school. You have to
Yeah,
stand
you have to wait,
outside.
right? Yeah, you have to
so
wait at the gate or
the
something.
Yeah,
teacher
you have to
told
wait
him
at
that
the
she had left earlier. So this is the part that the teachers told him like, oh, she had left earlier. I was like, as the father, I would be confused. I'd be like,
Who did she left with? Why do you allow her to leave early?
No, I think the conversation between the teacher and the kid must have gone like to something like that. Okay, pretend Josie is the kid and
Yeah.
I'm the teacher.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Melanie, do you
yeah.
love him?
Yes, of course.
Love who?
Of course I do.
Love
Then
what?
run away with him.
I don't think it went like that.
I love
If it went like
McDonald's.
that, the
He's
teacher
gonna
will
give me
be fired.
McDonald's.
But I guess maybe when because I think the father never spoke to the daughter. So when the
Yeah.
teacher confronted her and say you can't go yet, and she's
It was
like,
because
why?
he was trying to be
Why?
strong. He didn't want to
Mm,
stress out the kid. He didn't want to blame the kid.
mm.
Yeah.
You know, if it was an old school father, he would have said, "You fucking slut!
Yeah.
Where? Give me your phone."
Slap some nonsense into her.
Slap
Oh
some-
no,
yeah.
okay. I think she
And lock her
escaped.
up for 2 days
I think
Sorry,
she
I mean slap
escaped.
the nonsense out of her, not slap some nonsense into her.
into her. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she escaped. Like because the teacher was the one that called the police. Like, oh, I couldn't find her. I was gonna stop, and then she left with a group of people I didn't see before. I think they are my students. I don't know. So then they called police and helped locate her. 2
No, you
p.m.
could have. No,
Hey,
you could have
but-
simply been like, "Okay, you stay behind. You need to follow me to the."
Oh, maybe it
to the
wasn't her
teacher's office,
lesson.
or
Maybe
teacher's
it
room,
wasn't
or
this
whatever
teacher's
fuck shit.
lesson. It might have been
No,
a form
but-
teacher, and it wasn't the
You see,
last. You know.
That is why teachers are so
Miscommunication.
fucked now. She did not give a fuck about the child's welfare.
Yeah. Hey, but think about it. Jumpy came in a motorcycle, so the teacher will be like, all right, her date, is going to fetch her to McDonald's. Why not? Let
And he
her
looked
get on
old
the bike.
enough to be her grandfather.
Yeah, the guy
He
51.
looked old enough to. I mean, I don't know how he looked because he was able to go. He was to be able to pose as 25. Maybe
Yeah.
her grasp for numbers wasn't that great.
No, but
So,
the thing is that
25.
the kid,
That
right,
sounds like my grandfather's age. Yeah, that sounds right. I
you
don't
see,
know.
the kid, right, followed him for food, followed him to an arcade, and then after that, I think he brought the girl back to his home or somewhere like that.
He brought at Yio Chu Kang MRT.
Yio
He
Chu Kang
asked her to
MRT, yeah.
change out her school attire into the shirt she brought and gave her
Yes.
a pair of sunglasses to wear.
Ah,
Got on his motorcycle and they
Sounds
ate
like
McDonald's
kidnapping.
and going to a games arcade beside it. The accused then took the girl to his house where he molested her, telling it will help her be more flexible and gain
Yeah.
weight. She was too skinny.
Sounds like kidnapping though.
Kept
like
kissing the
kidnap
girl, which made her
Yeah.
uncomfortable and terrified. She told him she wanted to return home and Jamie already dropped her off at school. Okay, so the girl returned home shortly. Okay, so she got lucky that this guy
Yeah.
maybe got scared.
she got molested, and he said she got.
No, dude. In that scenario,
No, those were
in
not
that scenario,
the right choice
Those
of
were
words.
not the right two words to use back to back.
Yeah.
no, it's all right.
Yeah.
She got lucky that she got off less. I'm
Yeah.
not blaming the girl. I'm just saying that this guy. Thank God he got scared, or else it wouldn't have ended
Yeah.
up.
You
very
see,
good for
if
her.
people wanted to cancel us, they would have just edit that out. They would say,
Yeah.
and you see, the guy got lucky.
Yeah. She got molested, the guy got lucky.
The guy got lucky.
With this space, go ahead, edit all you want. Just go on.
Hey, you know who got molested and was unlucky?
Oh, the SMU, the guy who was studying at SMU and the girl who was not even studying at SMU
Yeah.
with a boyfriend.
This is
But
a
followed
crazy
some-
story.
Followed another guy alone to school after hours. And she was so tired that she laid down.
Oh,
And then she woke up to the guy furiously whacking off above her.
Yeah. So firstly, the guy's not her boyfriend. She has a boyfriend, but she
Yeah.
decided to study with this guy alone from 12:30 a.m. to
we have
6:30
to
a.m.
link.
at the
Yeah.
study room in SMU.
Yes.
We definitely
So-
have to link this story up because people need to read this through, and then
Yeah,
because
we'll-
we're gonna sound like we're victim blaming or something soon enough. I already did my she got lucky part, but this part is different. Let's go.
Okay, so
Do it.
so this girl, so she pressed charges on this guy, claiming that he sexually assaulted her. But then the guy who is a student at SMU said that he was getting mixed signals and he thought that he could do something, or it won't be too garish to do something like that, because she was willing to come and willing to stay with him, and whatever he got from her was that she would allow him to jerk off like right on top of her.
Yeah.
And come on her chest area, so on her mammary glands.
The
So
lesson okay.
so
So
I don't think, even like from the article,
Yeah.
I think his lawyers have conceded that he's going to get done for sexual assault.
Yeah.
That's a given.
he
But
couldn't escape that because he did those things, and he
yeah,
did
but
the
what they're going for is to actually, like, to say that he didn't have the motive to do so. So
Mm.
if the prosecution is going to go for any, like, saying that it was
leniency lah, basically.
aggravated, this guy had planned, he already planned for it, and all this kind of, like,
Mhm.
he had no malicious intent, but
Mm.
he did commit the assault, sexual assault, because she did not consent to it.
Mm.
So they are, his legal team, from what I can see, they're doing what they're supposed to do. They are actually destroying the credibility of the victim, of the
Right.
plaintiff, which they have to call in. They have to call that into question, because the way she acted, if she actually folds during questioning, so now she has been questioned. On a later date, the defendant, so the guy, will be questioned
Mm.
and cross-examined. So if she actually turns out to be incredibly, like, fidgety, or her arguments don't make sense, or her story doesn't make sense, the court might actually question whether she's actually telling the truth.
Right. Because
But-
this case is about he say, she said, right? More or less.
Correct. But the thing
Yeah.
is that the guy's lawyer has already somewhat conceded that the assault happened because she did not consent to anything,
Okay.
right? And then she is saying that I did not consent because I was giving non-verbal cues. Again.
Whatever that means. Whatever
this,
that means.
This is, I think she is the Chinese version of Aziz Ansari's date.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever that means. We can
Yeah.
assume she's Chinese though. We don't really know her race.
Is
The
it?
guy is Chinese, so I'm assuming making an assumption here, lah.
She might be Indian for all I know.
Maybe,
Maybe. Yeah.
yeah, because they are worse. But yeah, but this girl, she has a boyfriend.
Yeah.
She doesn't study at SMU.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Wait, I thought she was a SME student as well.
no, she
What?
wasn't. The guy was.
Ah, okay.
So the question is, why
did she go down all the way to SMU?
exactly? She took a Grab.
Yeah.
She took a Grab down
No,
to
I think
SMU.
she might be in the same school. I
No,
mean,
no,
doesn't
she's
make doesn't make sense. Why would she be going there?
She's not even a
Study-
student. She's not
study
even a
lesson.
student.
Ah, that's a
SMU.
bit dodgy. That's a bit
It is,
dodgy.
it is dodgy. That's why the lawyer, the defense lawyer, asked, like, why did you come down?
Mm.
Why you took a Grab to come down?
Yeah.
And then when questioned about why didn't you leave when he made you feel uncomfortable the first time, and then she was like, oh, there weren't any public
Oh yeah, the girl
public
only
transport
met him
available.
on Instagram and met him for a study session.
Yes, so they actually chatted on Instagram. That was how they
And she
knew each other.
declined. Initially, she said, "Nah, I can't. I got a boyfriend." But during the second study session met him 2 study sessions. Even though initially she declined, afterwards she said like, "Okay lah, I meet you."
Yeah.
Mm.
So what was she thinking? She was thinking what they wanted to play chess.
Technically he did
Maybe
play.
her chess.
Yeah.
Technically he
play
did
her
play.
chess.
Well done,
Played
boy.
a bit of that.
Yeah.
Just with
And,
the added.
Okay, in
So-
this case, right, for me, after reading through it, the guy is definitely also in the wrong for doing what he did because most of the thing he went on non-verbal cues. They both acted on not talking apparently, just meeting up and like
Exactly. He
and
could have
then,
just said,
and
"Will you
then
suck my cock?" And
and
if
now
she said no, then don't waste your time taking crap.
yeah, basically,
Yeah, exactly.
my interpretation of how the whole meetup was like on Instagram, the guy maybe she fancied him, like looking, like I don't know what he looks like, but it's like, and he asked us, hey, wanna join me for a study session? And she's like, don't want, I got boyfriend. It's like, study session only what? And she's like, okay. Then he's like, oh, I'm gonna rub my dick on
But
her chest.
she's not even studying. Right? I don't know if she's a student or not.
Then
Oh,
I
she
don't know,
she is
maybe
she
she
is,
just
but
said like, I do like to watch people study, that
It's-
focus and concentration.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
the defense is saying that when they first met up, they were playing with each other though. That they were
Exactly.
kind of like lightful flirting with each other. But
and
she denied lah.
and
She
she
denied all
again
that.
she said like, no,
Yeah,
I didn't want to,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
that's I
So
put
he
my
actually like put down like said, did you do this? Then she said no. Then did you do this? No. Then were you like laying on his lap or he was laying on your lap? Then he's like no. Or did you put your leg on here? Like everything also no.
Yeah.
So it's like really like one guy, like the guy's view or the guy's version of the story and her version of the story.
yeah. So it's he said versus she said lah.
Yeah. So
But the guy's gonna get in trouble because he actually did something.
He
And
did some-
I think he admitted to already doing the things. But so how it goes right now is what's on the plate is the guy said like, I did those things, but I thought it was consensual. Once you say
Yeah.
that right, it's
Yeah.
an uphill battle.
Yeah,
Because
so it will
now
go back
it's on
to the court has to go back to like the whole idea of consent. So they've got to go through like past cases
Mm.
and they've
Yeah.
got to see like what has been allowed, like what has been the threshold for something to be accepted as consent.
Yeah. Wait, can they subpoena their messages on like WhatsApp,
Can.
Instagram?
I think they
Can.
Right? Possible,
I think
right?
they
But
already
it's very
have.
hard to prove certain
Right.
things lah.
Yeah.
I think
No,
but
you can
the
you can
fact-
prove the nature of the conversation.
Yeah. Like for
And-
example, if like the guy message, hey, you want to study on this night, and then the girl is like, yeah, and then it's like, then the guy's like, are you comfortable like being study with me overnight in a room? Then she's like, it's okay as long as my boyfriend doesn't know. For example, then you know already the nature of the.
No, and then she
That's
had
gonna be, right?
reasonings for why she took a nap there and not go back. Because she said she took a grab there and she didn't want to take grab home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because so monetary reasons convinced her to stay.
Yeah, but
Overnight.
if she feel like the guy was like assaulting her, she could have left the place and then like.
No, that goes to show. I think
Okay.
maybe I don't know whether the defense probably said this, but that goes to show you had some form of security.
Yes.
Because monetary means was preventing you from going home. But in any other case, if the guy made you feel uncomfortable, if you were giving non-verbal cues to tell him you're uncomfortable and you needed to leave, and you already like you're telling us that you're feeling distressed by that situation, you would have found a means to go home. Even if you didn't want to spend money, you can message your boyfriend. You can you don't want to get in trouble with your boyfriend because you went there, but the guy is already making you feel uncomfortable. You can message your boyfriend. If not your boyfriend, you can message your parents. You
Yeah.
can message somebody and get out of it. It's Singapore. There are cabs everywhere. There are means to go home.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
guy wasn't threatening you, and you already admitted that the only reason why you're not grabbing back, or one of the few reasons why you're not grabbing back, is because of the money concern.
Because of the
So
moolah.
that's
Yeah.
why the defense came up with the things that you're probably telling half truths, or you're embellishing certain things, because he already admitted that he might have gone too far. He went too far.
Mm.
But now you're only defending the only defense you had. The only thing you're accusing him of is that throughout the whole day you didn't want that whole thing, and he's, like he's basically being a monster.
Yeah.
But, you
Which is
know,
hard to believe, lah. Which is a little
no,
hard.
because the guy already came out and admit. So
Yeah.
For on his side, right? Since he admitted to the thing, then
Actually, it's not. I now thinking about it, right? Maybe it's not about. It was not an admission. It was the defense lawyer asking her if she like to set it straight. Like, did you consent to it? Because if she said yes, right, there's no
the
case.
whole thing's out the
Yeah, the
window.
case-
The whole thing's out the window. So
Yeah.
she said no.
So now she.
So maybe it's not an admission, but
Wow. Oh
it
wait,
was
it's
just-
still going on, right?
it is going on. So
Then
they have
that's one
only
thing.
only
Like-
spoken to her now.
Okay.
So they've questioned her, the prosecution did not question her actually. They said that no further questions or anything. They just went on. So now they're going to, the next court session will be the guy. They are going to question the guy,
Cross-examine the guy, the defense.
So, I mean, but it looks like the guy is not completely denying doing anything. So, most likely,
he's not denying.
So he's not denying. So he's done something, but he's saying that
that
to him it was
consensual.
consensual.
It was, yeah.
So
I felt
the
that
whole
was
debate
consent.
now is always it's always whether or not it was consensual, whether or not what's going on. So until we have the whole thing, we won't know. But
Actually,
from what we have right now,
this might be an extremely important case, because now, right, if the judge is going to look at all the points and then he's going to come out and say that he or she going to come out and say that the girl actually behaved in a way, or her actions led the guy to believe that he could take certain liberties, but this is going to be so controversial.
No, you're saying that it's going to set precedents for future cases.
Yeah, but
because right now it's
this
really
was really controversial.
Right now it's depending on what kind of evidence the both sides show. Like you were saying,
because the other way around, right? It already exists.
What's the other way around?
Like, whatever the girl does still does not give you the right to do that, right? That already exists.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's the case right now. That's the way things are.
That's in the case of rape and molestation, because nothing the girl does, as long as she explicitly says she doesn't give consent, it's already harassment or rape.
Yeah, but if she was sleeping and then the fellow was wanking and then she woke up to seeing the guy wanking over her, it could go two ways lah. One,
it is quite traumatizing. I would admit that picture in your head is like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah, but to make it less traumatizing, just help him finish it off. And then you get, and then you can go.
Then you use his milk for your morning coffee.
Exactly. Mix it into the caffeine.
Smoothie.
Yeah, but one of the other things is that the security guard, right, at SMU, he actually noticed her because it was mentioned within somewhere in the timeline, right? She actually kept asking him like, "Hey, let's go for a smoke break or something like that."
Oh,
let's go down and smoke.
Yeah.
And then the security guard actually noticed her when she went out.
Yeah.
And then it's like, hey, I don't think she could get in without like anyone who's a student. So the security guard is like, if you're not studying, then why are you here? If you're not studying here, why are you here? Something like that.
She's studying with a friend or something, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. I think she mentioned the timeline.
The fact that she stayed overnight and all that can be used by the defense against her. In a sense. Like I said, it's probably what led to the whole thing. Is like you are saying this and that and this and that, but I think one thing is going to lead up to is like, is this a case of regret?
Exactly.
Is this a case of one of those things of regret, or you just don't want to? I mean, you're in deep shit right now.
Correct.
Your boyfriend's not going to be very pleased by the fact that you're meeting up with another guy for a study session.
Overnight study session.
And the other thing is that I don't know if you told the boyfriend about it, maybe because the boyfriend said, okay, cool. But if you never told him.
And it really
is a 101.
Like angers me when people when some women act as if like they don't understand this kind of situation.
Yes.
Like, even if a girl does this doesn't mean that she wants something else. Okay, fair, you can give that point. But after a certain point, you got to, like, most women will understand, like, a guy is pushing for something, right? If he asks you to meet with you alone overnight in a secluded place, I mean, what else is going to happen?
We could easily just flip it back and say, like, how would you feel if I went for a study session with a girl?
Yeah.
Alone. And me, I don't even tell you. Like, you find out about it the next day. I don't tell you about it. But if I tell you about it and then I say, like, me alone, are they going to be completely cool with that?
That is one thing. But what Josie was saying is, like, how are they acting dumb?
Yeah, like women are not stupid, dude.
Yeah,
like,
the 10-year-old girl had more wherewithal, man. The girl said, "I feel uncomfortable. Stop."
It's called what you call it?
I want to go home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the best way to leave a situation.
Jambi was a gentleman.
Got lucky.
Yeah. What about the other gentleman who wanted to hate pigeons so much that he wanted to get rid of them?
Oh, that man, he went to the pigeon killing SOF, man. He bought the slingshot.
I mean,
he was
that
using
Metal
rocks.
ball bearings.
He was using
that
rocks
article
first.
was
Yeah.
they show you the progression of how
Yeah,
he went on.
that one was a clear profile of
Like he
pigeon soldier.
yeah, someone who hates pigeons so much. He trained his entire life just
He
to get rid
trained,
of
man.
them. He trained.
Yeah,
He
this
started
one
with
killed the
rocks,
pigeons.
rubber
happened
bands, and like
to-
it's not working. And then I got a slingshot. Now I was like, I need something more. So he got a slingshot, and he modified it so he could shoot ball bearings. And in order to prepare for it, he went to practice on trees to improve his
practice
aim.
at the park in
Yeah.
Woodlands.
He be known at this didn't happen in Yishun. So
Woodlands.
yeah, he
Yeah,
went
Woodlands. Well, quite
Yeah.
close though.
Quite close, quite close.
there was an
It's all
aura
the same
of
place.
it. So he went,
You
he
know
went
what?
there, he's like, bam, 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 bam,
I think he was
bam.
practicing in Yishun. He went to Yishun to practice. Yeah.
Maybe that's why his
Correct.
aim was off, because he was practicing on Yishun trees, and they tend to shift a little.
Yeah.
Let you
so,
hit them.
so set up the story, John. Set up the story.
No, honestly, I mean, he trained. He's like tan, 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 tan. The tiger, and he's playing it. And he's
Bambo,
training. It's
bambo.
like, and one day he's like, he heard the pigeons going.
Saturday morning. Saturday morning.
That's his freaking alarm
That's the
bell.
straw on the camel's back.
Yeah,
It's like, I'm
yeah.
done.
And he walks up. He's like, I know you're taking a shit. That's a shit sound. So he's like, oh, where are these fuckers? He goes out, he looks at his compressor. It's like, I knew it. And he sees the evidence. He said, the one thing I hate more than pigeon is pigeon shit. And he's like, he's looking around. He's like, he sees them. And then the thing is that he doesn't know which pigeon took a shit on his compressor. He just sees a random pigeon. And this pigeon is probably just an innocent bystander looking around. It was not him that did the pigeon shitting. And he saw that he saw the guy and he's like, it's you. And the pigeon was like, "Who?" And he's like, you. And it's like, he takes an aim. I don't know how many shots he took off. Like, how many
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
went. He probably got a few.
A few lah, I
He's
think
already
let's say-
explained himself, like, even when he sees a pigeon he hates, he makes sure that that pigeon is against a wall so he doesn't damage anything. So he's like, I'm just going for the pigeon. Oddly enough, coincidentally enough, at that same moment where he heard the pigeon, there was a wedding procession going downstairs. And in like Chinese weddings and all that, you have the horning of the cars when they arrive. Bam, 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 bam. Now that wasn't the one that woke him up. He already said, I'm not angered by that. It was the damn pigeons. So as he was aiming and shooting at those pigeons, he shot multiple shots. 2 or 3 of those shots missed their targets. Even after all that training, it missed. And it, hit I think 2 rounds hit the car and 1 the windscreen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how it all happened.
Yeah,
and I
it
think
hit
while
a
he was
wedding
doing that-
entourage lah.
Yeah, wedding entourage. So they were like, pam, 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 pam. Oh.
Yeah,
They went with it for a while.
Was he annoyed by the wedding entourage?
I think
Because
he
said
was.
He wasn't.
I think he was woken up by the horns.
Yeah. It
Right.
was early. It was like 6 a.m.
Let's not.
I think
attack
7.
China.
I think 7 or 7:30
I
a.m.
have to speak
Yeah.
on his behalf.
6:45 to 7 a.m.
It was the pigeons. The
No.
even more annoying than the pa 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 pa
So
pa pa
according to
pa.
the articles, right, like he was
Yeah.
woken up by the horns, and then he woke up and he like charged out of his room. And then his
Yeah.
daughter was up as well. So the daughter asked him like, "Pa, what are you doing?"
It's those
Yeah.
damn pigeons.
And then
They've
he was
got
like,
cars
"I'm
now.
gonna kill pigeons.
I'm gonna kill pigeons.
I'm gonna get that."
Yeah.
And then the daughter was like, "Oh, okay." And then he just went to the part in the house where he could get the best view.
He saw the great pigeon that shit on his
Saw
compressor.
I don't know what he saw. Was it pigeons or was it?
He might have been flushed red
Humans
with anger. It's
with
just
pigeon
flushed red with
suits.
anger. Yeah.
It might have been the brides and the bridegrooms, the fucking bridesmaids' fault. They might have told the fucking all the best men to actually dress up as pigeons.
Right.
No, I think
right.
that's
right.
all he
And
saw.
then
Man.
he was
but-
like, fuck
He
this
was
is
in a
fat
in a
pigeon.
state of rage. He's already he was on a wall with pigeons, man. He was on a hamstring. It's
yeah.
like North Korea and South Korea. Anything could set it off, and then the horning set the whole thing off.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, but
that's
here's
not
the
what he
thing,
said,
though.
lah.
The tree that he was aiming at, right, is about 5 meters away from the wedding cars that were parked along the service road. could he be aiming at the cars instead because they woke him up and he was irritated?
Oh,
And
Could
he
have.
just used
on,
the
That
on,
could have
on,
happened.
on the other hand, those cars, the cars that got hit, were not parked in the correct place.
Yeah,
So,
that is also
so
correct.
the blame is on all parties right now.
Yeah.
But I have to point out the one party most responsible for this. It's those damn pigeons. He gonna be known as the pigeon hunting man who missed his target after all
Yeah.
that training. He has to train harder.
Yeah, so
But it's a sad
the
case.
follow up, you should go on to the follow up of the story.
Yeah.
So this guy hit the cars.
Mm.
He felt bad, and he went down to talk to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he owned up to his mistake. He said,
But you
"It was
did
my
say
fault."
it, like, yeah. I mean, I see where Josiah was going. He was like, oh, you were angry at the wedding thing and you wanted to teach him a lesson. But he said that, honest mistake, I was aiming at the pigeons. And then he pointed up to the pigeon right there. And that's when they all saw it. The smirking pigeon. He looking down like, you missed my ass. Well, I'm going to shit on your compressor when you're in
I
jail.
got away, son.
Yeah. I'm going to shit on your compressor when
So the
when you
guy
go to jail.
goes up to them, says like, "Okay, I did it. I was aiming for the pigeon. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll pay for the
I think
damages."
remuneration.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything.
He paid
for everything.
$490.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
they were okay with it because they said like it's covered by insurance,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
490 for something else lah. So
Yeah.
he paid
So
them that,
Yeah.
and
I think when they went to claim insurance, that was when shit hit. And if they were honest, they actually said that no, someone accidentally, shot a slingshot,
Mhm.
and he wanted to kill the pigeon, but it hit the car. But
Yeah.
that's why I'm claiming. Oh, you need to make a police report for that.
then he's like, oh really? Yeah, that's why I think maybe that's why because the whole thing panned out that even
Yeah.
the groom wrote a letter of leniency to the judge. To whoever's presiding case, say like go lenient on him. He was really, he's attacking the rats of the sky. Like
This guy.
be kind to them or be kind to him. He thought he was doing us a favor, but he just got nicked.
Yeah, but firing ball bearings out of your window, I think, is a bit dangerous.
And possessing an offensive weapon. So
Yeah.
that was enough to get him in trouble. And the
Yeah,
fact
yeah.
that he didn't actually admit it to the police had to investigate. I don't think he went down, Actually,
I think he went down.
because
Wait.
the thing is that the police had to carry out investigation to find out who shot.
Yeah, the police. They
I think
called the
once
police to put the
once they got him, then he went down and then he
Is
went
it?
to apologize. Yeah, I got a feeling so because I do remember reading that the police had to do a investigation and study the trajectory of the projectiles, like where the vehicle was,
I might have glossed over it on the
where it come from.
the
That no,
article.
because that part impressed me the most. Like wow, that's like a murder scene. It's like oof, they found
Yeah,
the
that's like some
thing.
CSI shit, right?
Yeah.
It could be one of those
CSI
buildings there.
Pongo.
Yeah, one of those buildings there, and then he went and
Yeah.
asked like, "Hey, were you the one? Were you the one? Were you the one?" Then he finally like, "It was me lah," because
Yeah.
he wants to continue his pigeon shooting, and then they were preventing it. So, like during the investigations, pigeons were shitting, and he was like, "Oh, you mother, you're lucky the policemen's are out there." Finally
Yeah,
got
if that is so, then my whole point of him like owning up to his
No, I
fucking
think
mistake.
when he got caught, he owned up now. But
Yeah. But I think the
like
police
you
were
said-
called first.
yeah,
Okay, so then it's the other way
Josiah
around
said,
lah.
like Josiah said, there might be, it's coincidental that they were horning and they got hit. So it could have been that it was a mashup.
Yeah.
The pigeons were shitting and the horns were horning, and he
Yeah.
was like, "One of you got to go," and he was
I
like,
think
pigeons
it's,
too
I
far.
would agree with Josie here lah. I think the guy was irritated by the horning, and he just shot a few shots at them, and then
Yeah.
after he blamed the pigeons.
Yeah,
I think he wanted to kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
The pigeons
two
and the
birds with one
irritating
ball bearing.
warning.
Clever.
Two birds, one ball bearing lah.
Two birds, one ball
Or was
bearing.
it? Or did he use multiple ball bearings?
I think multiple, dude.
Multiple, right?
There were three.
Yeah.
There were three.
Because
There
they
were
found-
damages.
Yeah,
and
the
one.
damages, the rear screen, rear window, and parts of the car as well. So I think
Or
multiple.
was he trying
and
to like he shot it at the same time? He was trying to do a shotgun.
No, it's actually
Probably.
the one thing is the reason why he's actually in a lot of trouble now, even though all parties are like, no, it's because those things are quite
Weapons,
dangerous.
yeah.
The slingshot with ball bearings, they are.
Yeah, you can blind someone, dude.
Oh,
If he had hit somebody down there, it would be a different story.
Yeah. That would be a different story.
The one of the
Yeah.
bridesmaids was like,
at
恭喜
least-
胖.
At least we can be happy that Singapore, or feel safe that Singapore has no Second Amendment Act.
Right to bear arms.
There's no gun in Singapore. If not, this guy will be firing AR-15.
People with like fucking hair trigger like this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, pigeon shitting on my lawn. Let me get my AR-15 and then just like empty your chamber, and empty your magazine, and
It works in a small country like ours, but yeah.
No, but the thing is
we're
that
quite lucky.
if you know that other people are armed as well, you'll be a little bit more restrained with your use of the gun, actually.
Well, that's
Yeah,
one
that's
thing,
true.
but
Or maybe
we're
the
lucky
pigeons
that
are
we
going
don't
to be armed
have
as well.
armed.
Someone will be training pigeons to
No, but we don't
fire.
have armed robberies.
Ah.
Like
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing. So we don't have criminals who have weapons.
Do you notice something that
What?
there's a severe shortage of crows these days?
Because we killed them.
We have been killing.
Yeah.
They have the scatter shotguns.
Yeah.
I've seen them around actually, especially in Serangoon area, Serangoon
Because
Gardens
crows are smart birds. They're
They will
one of the
cordon off
smartest.
an area and then they put like crow firing or something. Then you see a guy like just firing pellet guns at the. tree.
Yeah, but I've
Go
not
ahead.
seen crows in a fucking long time, man. Like,
No, but they're really smart. I mean, they're supposedly one of the smarter birds out there, lah.
smarter than pigeons, lah.
Smarter
I
than
think so.
pigeons.
Yeah, safe to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they could still be out there, but they've gotten cleverer, hidden.
Or
areas.
they are mutating.
Maybe they
going
went
to the tree.
underground.
And maybe check and look at those pigeons a bit clearly. It could be a crow in the sky.
Hey, but the crows in fucking Australia are huge, like a chicken.
Really?
Yeah, it's almost like a raven, but it's a little bit smaller. It's huge, man.
Wow.
They apparently remember
Respect
things
to
like
them.
if you walk around the park, you see a crow and you threw a rock at that crow.
Mm.
Think nothing of it, just walk the next day. And the next few days you walk by, you see that same crow, but he watching you. And you least expected you're on a bike, like laughing with your friend.
Mm.
Gone.
All right, guys. It's noon. I'm hungry. I want my lunch.
Yes.
All right. We've come to the end of our episode of Breaking Wind.
Yeah, one day we're just gonna do fart sounds. I think that's the best way.
Yeah, once we get the soundboard. Once we have a soundboard.
See you guys next week. Ciao.
Yes.